Anna, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So the closer you are to the mic, always better. I can push it that way.
Thank you.
Where are you from? Where can everybody find you? Where are you from, and how'd you get into bikes, Anna?
Well, I'm from Mexico, Michoacan. I've been
Huevo.
yeah, I've been in
Yeehaw.
in the U.S. for a little over 15 years. So if I make any mistakes, please bear with me.
And this is Spanglish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is esto. Si quieres hablar español, hablamos español, English. You know, it's
Okay, hoy aprenden, eh?
con gusto.
Okay, so my name is Anna. You can find me on social media as that Moto gal. And how I got into motorcycles, it's a fun story because the first time I rode a bike, I was actually a passenger. And after, I guess, a few rides, I was like, well, the bike is not going the way I want it to go. And I don't feel the wind as much as the person in front of me, probably.
And I have no control of what's happening.
Exactly, yes.
And I'm depending my life on this individual that's sometimes a dick and sometimes... No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, okay, you must know him. I'm kidding. So I decided to go to social media and be like, oh, do women like actually ride motorcycles?
Yeah.
And then I found a group called Delitas, and it's a community that's
Shout out to
Delitas.
Delitas.
Yes,
It's like Adidas, but
it
Delitas.
does sound like Adidas. But yes, and I started following their page, and I saw actually a lot of women riding motorcycles, and then I said, one day I'm going to get a motorcycle and join them. And yes, that's what I did actually.
Did you reach out to the community and you were in touch with them before it, or you were kind of just following it and you were just like, I got to get a bike before I hit them up?
No, I didn't reach out. You know how I guess it could be a little intimidating, so I didn't. What I did was I started looking for a bike, and I bought it first, and then I took the course. Like, okay, I can't ride this thing, I can't move it, I can't do anything with it, but if I get it, then I'll be like fully committed.
Yeah.
So that's what I did, and it took 3 of us to get it down the truck. Anyway, it was fun.
May I ask? 3 girls?
2 men and me.
2 men. Okay.
And they didn't know how to ride a motorcycle either. So, if it helps, I'm the first.
It's okay.
I'm the first person in my family to learn how to ride a motorcycle.
Really?
Yes. I can't think of anyone in my family who.
Not even dirt bikes, because I've been to Mexico many times. I've been to many fincas and farms and stuff, and everybody has dirt bikes or quads or something.
Yeah, right. But no, unfortunately, not in my family. Especially because, like in Mexico, you're like, okay, you're a woman. You're supposed to like.
No,
para
una señorita mexicana riding a motorcycle is absurd. I think even driving like a muscle car is like, what are you doing?
Exactly. Yes. So breaking all stereotypes here, which is good.
Setting the bar.
Exactly. And but yes, that's how I started riding motorcycles.
So you never rode a motorcycle, joined the group because you thought it was interesting, made a promise to yourself, I'm going to get a motorcycle, and then I'm going to take the course because I have a motorcycle. Convince 2 other men to help you move a motorcycle that they don't even know how to ride.
No.
And they're like, are you tachifla? ¿Qué te pasa, And you guys get it home. You sign up for the course. Mm-hmm. Which course did you sign up for?
The Harley Davidson riding course.
Nice.
I went to Glendale. It's a weekend. They teach you what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do, what some people do, but it's not safe. So I think the course really helped me, I guess, boost up my confidence.
Yeah, and that's what you need on a bike.
Yes. And for everyone out there who is trying to learn how to ride a bike, if you drop your bike, it's okay. Like everyone drops their first bike, and that shouldn't make you feel like you can't do it. But yes, actually, I don't know if you want to hear this story, but when
This is why, Anna, this is why I have you here.
when
So you could tell your story.
that's awesome, thank you.
Of course.
I guess you can imagine how my parents felt when I told them that I was going to learn how to ride a motorcycle.
Yeah.
My mom cried.
Wait a minute. So you had the motorcycle ready.
Uh-huh.
And you're telling her you're going to take a course, and she's crying, but does she know you have the bike yet?
Oh, yeah, she knows.
So she knows. Okay.
Yeah,
So she's like, oh, mija.
Yeah.
Where did you go wrong? El diablo.
Te vas a morir.
Vas a morir.
Mama, we're all going to die.
Yeah.
So, yes, when I told them that I wanted to ride a motorcycle, my mom cried. I was like, what are you doing? Motorcycles are dangerous. I'm like, everyone says that. Like, people are dangerous. So, yeah, my mom cried. And then my dad was a little bit more supportive. He was like, if you feel like you can do it, go ahead. And it's funny because after a while, both my mom and my dad are like, okay, are you on social media? Which ones? I'm going to follow you. Like, I love everything you do.
Yeah.
No. So I think they sort of became like my biggest fans now.
That's awesome.
And I love that.
That's awesome.
They trust me, I think. Well, the fact that I'm 31, if you didn't know my age out there, I feel like I'm a little bit more responsible. So I feel...
As opposed to what?
Because I always say that...
People your age or like...
Just maybe like younger people.
Well, you're pretty young.
Oh, well, 31, I don't know.
You look amazing for 31. I never would have thought
you.
that. I really thought like, you don't... Look at the camera real quick. She doesn't look 21. Or 31.
I don't look 21 either. But
yeah, you look 20.
late 20s.
No, you look 20. Like,
okay, thank you.
You still get ID, don't you?
I think yes, but maybe people just do it to be polite.
I haven't been ID'd since I was 18. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like,
Okay.
So if you're being ID'd, you're doing good.
Awesome. Okay. Anyway, I always say that I should have started earlier. Like, why didn't I start riding motorcycle when I was 21, for example? But I look back, and when I was 21, I think I was young. I was reckless. I wasn't like, I probably would have been riding without a helmet or without gear.
In a bikini.
Exactly.
A lot of younger people do that. No, it's crazy. I know.
Not.
No, I know. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yes, and I don't know. I mean, I guess people do what they like to do. Because sometimes I get not a lot, but I get a few comments like, hey, like, why don't you do it like in sexy mode? I like, that's just...
It's not necessary.
It's not me. But I'm sure there's a lot of like other people out there that are more than happy to ride that way. I'm like, you do you, I do me, and let's just have fun.
Yeah, there's different. It's a different style. Like the people that I'm interested in talking to, and I've been recently having great conversations with, is I've had a few women riders that are riders, and they don't stop just at motorcycles. They travel, and they do stunts, and they do adventurous stuff, and they're doing stuff like men, even though everybody should be able to kind of do the same thing. Which I was going to ask you: do people give you a hard time because you're riding a motorcycle and you're a female and you're Latina? Is that something you deal with? Because I'm going to say this, and this is probably the worst thing I'm going to say, but I've been riding 20-something years. I used to ride with people; they would lose their mind when they saw a woman rider. They
in
would
a good way, or
no, they would in a bad way. They'd be like, "Why is that girl riding? I'm not playing with Barbies. Why is she on a bike?" And these are old timers. When I this 20 years ago, I was a young, I was super young, and I was hanging out with older crowds because I was just always riding. They were the only people that liked to ride, but they would be very bothered by it. Nowadays, I don't see it as much, but as a Latina, as a female, riding a Harley, are people very welcoming, or do you still get like, you know, even though I think today it's super acceptable, but like,
I think so too. I think I'm lucky to have decided to ride a motorcycle in a time where people are, I guess, not polite, or it's like just the community itself. It's very inclusive.
yeah,
So I do get a couple like strange questions, like when I'm pumping gas or something. Like, is that your motorcycle? I'm like, I have a helmet on. I just got off the motorcycle. Of course, it's my motorcycle.
You should say, no, I stole it.
I know.
You should. That's your new line. Is that your bike? No, I stole
I
it.
just
Like
stole
what?
it. Yeah. Comments like that, but I think there's a lot, especially on the internet. The internet can be a very like harsh place. Don't get offended, but there's a lot of like mansplaining out there.
Yeah.
And I'm not an expert. Whenever I learn something new and I think it's gonna be useful for someone, like I share it, even if it's like very basic stuff. I don't know, like how to change the battery of your motorcycle or
Right.
things like that. And I think what has helped me not be quote unquote rejected in the moto community is that I don't pretend that I know more than I actually do.
Right.
And then I'm always happy to like start a conversation with someone who is also interested in motorcycles, because everyone has something to like. You can learn a lot from other people, and
Of course. You can learn every day from people.
yeah. But I don't think I don't see it. Okay. One thing I am gonna say is that I got a comment recently from a parent, and he said that his girl said that like, no, she doesn't ride a motorcycle. She's not blonde and white. And I'm like, no, you can you can ride a motorcycle even if you're not blonde and beautiful and tall. And I don't know. I thought that was a very strange comment, but like online, it's usually you don't see enough like
trolls.
Latinas,
Yeah.
like this specific stereotype of how women who ride motorcycles should look too.
Yeah.
And
They should look like a woman. Not even that, actually. Actually, not even that. Because I have friends that are women, and they don't, they have super short hair, and they dress up like dudes, and they don't care. They feel comfortable. So you don't even have to, there is no requirement.
exactly, just be you and ride a motorcycle.
And that mansplaining on the motorcycle aspect, let me tell you something. Those dudes are exactly the same way with other men, let alone with women. There's like when I ride the BMW, other BMW riders, they're like snobby and they're so fucking technical. And then they start like, did you know that you have to run your stuff at 3,000 RPMs before you bring down the shifting? Like, what are you saying, bro? Like, let me just ride my bike. And they're snobs. I just call them motorcycle snobs. Mm-hmm. And it's cool. They're so technical. And I think they can bring a lot of value if they approach it like not trying to bring people down. Mm-hmm. But in the motorcycle community, they do the same with women, as with men, as with their friends, as with whoever they're married to. I feel sorry for them because they're just like, I had an incident very similar just this week, and it was so funny. This a buddy of mine. Have you been to the bike shed?
Oh my God.
How cool. High five. High five, bike shed.
Yay.
Yeah.
That place is heaven.
It's heaven. I went over there and I got I'm a member, and one of the other members was talking to this guy, and I'm not going to get into description, but he's just a dude, right? And the member says, "Hey, Robert, this is so-and-so." And then he tells so-and-so, the dude, he's all, "Hey, dude, Robert rides a Harley," because the other guy rides a Victory, right? So he goes, he rides a Harley. So this guy's like, "A Harley? Oh, man, Harley this, and they're too expensive, and they're too dumb, and they don't even perform well, and blah. He starts going off, and I go, dude, I have other bikes, and he wouldn't let me finish my sentence. He's all, but it's a waste of money, and I go, but I customized mine. He goes, oh, bro, you spent too much, and blah. He just, no matter how hablan, he wouldn't let me speak. He just kept do. He's all, I go, do you want to see a picture of it? He's like, no, bro, I don't look at Harleys. Like, I don't even care. I don't even care. And then he says, yeah, so, I like exotic bikes. I like cool bikes, setup bikes. Next month, check this out. Next month, I'm renting a BMW GSA, and I'm going to go on a 4-day tour, and I'm going to do this. And the bike that I saw is fixed up nice. Like, this is how you should, set up a bike. And I have my bikes for rent. Mm-hmm. And I go, really? He goes, yeah. I go, BMW, huh? He goes, yeah. I go, what website? He's like, Ride or Share. I go, oh. What color? White. I go, that's my bike. He's like, no, bro, it's not your bike. Besides, you have a Harley. I go, bro, I have multiple bikes. He goes, no, dude, this one's nice. I go, pull up the listing. He goes and he puts GS, but he doesn't pull up my listing. He shows me 6 stock GSs. He goes, is this your bike? I go, no, bro. He goes, is this your bike? I go, come on. And he kept doing this. And I go, let me pull up my own listing. I have one chance. I'm going to show you one bike. You tell me if that's the bike. I pull it up. I show it to him. He shuts the fuck up so quick. And he's like, yeah, that's a really nice setup, bro. I go, yeah, and my Harley's a really nice setup too. All right. And so is my Livewire. So stop talking shit. I didn't say stop talking shit, but I should have ripped them a new asshole, but I didn't anyways. Yeah. So that's how people are. That's how people are. Have you given your mom or dad a ride on the motorcycle?
No. But funny you ask, because I try to get my sister into riding as well.
Uh-oh.
And she even took the course with me. She just didn't. She stopped practicing.
Yeah.
And again, when you drop your bike, you feel like, oh, maybe I can't do this. And that was happening to her. Like, dude, like I dropped my bike too, and it's okay. Just get engine bars, and you'll save a few bucks, right? But anyway, I started doing like camping stuff first, like adding the extra weight to the back. And I'm like, okay, I think I can do this. And I think a week ago, I wanted to take it to the bike shed. And like, dude, grab your stuff. I'm going to go pick you up. You're going to be my guinea pig. And before she got on the bike, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should make a video about this. Like how to take a passenger with you, and what you should do and what you should not do. But yes, I told her, just keep your feet up, move with me. I mean, you've ridden a bike, you know how it works. So just relax. And no. So to answer your question, not my dad, not my mom, but I did take my sister the other day, and that was really, really fun. And
what was her thoughts?
Come again?
What was her thoughts?
She was sweating. She was like, dude, you know when you sweat, and that sweat is like stress sweat, and then it's super stinky.
Dios mío, oye. You should be like, no.
No, are you kidding? I don't sweat.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hilarious.
It's
because you get all the wind.
Awesome. Yeah. But
younger or older?
She's younger.
Nice.
Yes. But when you ride a motorcycle and you're a woman, and then you have another woman on the back or in the back, you get a lot of looks.
Oh, I'm sure.
And
if you have 2 men on a bike, you get a lot of looks too.
No, right?
What's wrong with these 2 men?
You're right. But yes, I mean, people are usually friendly about it. They either say hi to you, you wave back, or they say nice bike. It's nice.
Yeah.
But yes, that's my story about my sister.
No, that's a good story. Yeah, I can't even imagine being a girl riding, all the attention you get. Because here's the thing. Most men, okay, so I don't want to get in trouble, but let's see how I can word this. The gentleman's riding.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I respect what they're doing, what they're creating. I love the community. I love the riding. I think I really like it. Mm-hmm. And for many years, I've tried to attend. I've paid, but I couldn't make it. I was out of town, blah, blah, blah. This year, I was there, and we were riding. And as we're riding, I'm like, this is cool. Okay, we're riding, group. But then I don't know. I found it so funny that, like, how excited people on bikes were. Like, they were just waving at everybody like it was a parade. And they were like, yay, yay, yay. And I'm like, guys, please focus. Please put your hands on the bar. We're in a group. And then they're just like, oh, you like it just. My point is, most people, let alone most men, they get bikes for the attention. Y se ponen el traje, y se ponen ahí los pantalones exagerados, y las botas exageradas, and they make sure que cuando llegan a un lugar, like, boom, boom, I'm here, look at me. They take off everything's a fucking style. Like, it's funny. It's funny, but they're getting that attention, and then being a woman rider alone without doing that, you're getting so much attention. Like, it's just so much attention. How do you deal with it? It's just so much attention. It's crazy. And it could be good because then people see you more and, less chances of accidents, but.
Oh, wow. So many things I want to say right now.
Say it all.
It's.
And you can cuss the host out and,
Oh, oops. Okay. The attention. Okay, now I forgot everything I had to say. But I'm going to say this. My bike it's a Sportster, so it's a small bike.
Yeah.
And for example, when I'm lane splitting, I wish I had that attention that I get on the streets. Because people can't really see me. So whenever I see like a person with a bigger bike, I'm like, this is my chance. Go, bro. And then I'll go behind them because people just like won't move sometimes. And on the street, attention-wise, I remembered. Okay, I love when I see children and they just wave at you, and especially when they're little girls, they're like, you can do this when you get older.
That's empowering.
Yes,
that's very empowering.
And I love it, especially when people can't really see your face because you have the helmet on, but I just love when I see like women especially just look at me and wave and smile, and I'm like, hi. And with men, you get a comment or two that you're really not you were not expecting to have.
Blood boils.
Yes. Oh my God. There was this one time when.
What's the worst thing? Yeah, tell me. Like, let's do 3 things you shouldn't tell a woman biker that's just so rude.
One. Okay. So my bike has the bars are very low.
The engine guard.
The handlebars. My bad.
Handlebars.
So there's like cafe racy, and I always wanted to have high bars just because my riding position is a little more comfortable. But I think one of the rudest comments I've ever gotten is that I got a bike so I could stick my butt out, like up,
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, my bike is not even you can, like a sports bike, that's just the position you have to be in. But
you should have been like, my butt's up anyways. Like, I don't need a bike.
I just have a cute butt. What do you want me to do about it?
What are you talking about, bro? Like, are you dumb? But that is rude.
It is rude, yes. And then
don't talk about women's butts just because they ride bikes.
No, we just happen to look.
And why the fuck would he make a complaint about it?
I don't know.
Was he being flirtatious? Was he like, oh, you just got that bike because you want your butt to stick up? Or was it like, oh, you just got that bike because you wanted your butt to stick out?
No, I don't think he liked the fact that, because I get looks sometimes from, young people. Just, I guess they were like, ¿cómo se dice?
Gonorreas. No, I'm just, just kidding.
Como machista. Así,
machista,
you're a girl and you shouldn't be riding a motorcycle. Because sometimes I get looks from like men, like looks of like disgust. Like,
yeah.
Like, why are you doing this? Like, what kind of woman are you? I'm like, bro, like, I'm never going to see you again. Like, ciao.
Yeah.
But it was that. And then another one was, I was literally just putting the key in my ignition. And the guy was like, oh, I like how you put that key in that hole. I'm like, huh? Like, bro, that doesn't even make any sense. And and then when it's just
Wow.
yes, and yeah, just things
Just
like
dumb
that.
shit.
Yeah.
Look, for the first one, the guy, like like that disgust look. I get those disgust looks, and you know who from? The BMW people, or that guy that I'm telling you. When they see me rolling with the Harley, they're just like I had a neighbor, and he lost his mind. He was like, "Ugh, why are you riding that bike?" He had 4 BMWs. He's like, "Why are you riding that bike? It's so." And I go, "Because I love it, bro. Like, it's my style. It's my baby. It's what I'm used to. It's what I know." And many people that don't ride Harleys do it to the Harley people, and many people that don't ride the BMWs, it's that's not just the sex thing. Like, people are like, "Why the fuck are you torturing yourself?" It can be, but like, I've experienced the same shit, and it's just mind your business.
I don't understand why there's so much beef between for in my experience, like cafe racers and like Harley Davidsons, right? Apparently, to other motorcycle riders, Harley people are like not friendly. They're mean and like, what are you talking about? I'm not mean, and I haven't met like another Harley rider that
We're all
is
nice.
mean. Like, we're all awesome.
Yep.
Yes.
He dicho.
Uh-huh. And no, so I don't understand that. And oh man, I was gonna say something and I forgot.
All Harley people are not bad people.
Oh,
Ones that
we should get a sticker on our bikes. We're not mean people.
all Harley people are not mean people. Ride boundless.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
Yes. There's a lot of like memes about Harleys out there. Like, for example, have you seen the one where there's like a lizard next to like the engine and it's like jumping because they said like Harleys are super jumpy?
Yeah.
It's true. Harleys are a little jumpy, but it's part of the ride. Like, you wanna.
It's a feeling. It's a feeling of the motorcycle responding, and you feeling this power, like as a man, the power. And again, I don't know why we keep going back, man, woman, but feeling this power between our legs. You know, a woman or a man feeling this power between our legs, like. And the thing is, your Sportster and my Streak Line, they're rubber mounted. And what rubber mounted means is the engine's kind of floating. So when you're at a stop sign, it's just and you feel this. Yes. But as you ride, it goes, and then it gets still. And the faster you go, the more solid the ride feels. And it's just this experience. But of course, people that don't ride just see the bike at a red light, just going. But that's not the riding. That's just when you stop. It feels good. It's like a massage. People pay money to get a massage. You know what I mean? Uh-huh. It's awesomeness.
Yes. When I get to park my bike in a garage like yours, just turning on and
feeling.
Oh my God, the sound and then the feeling. I feel it in my chest most, like boom, and I'm like, oh, it's like it's and my bike is not even that, like it's not a big bike.
No, and you got to stop saying that too. Your bike's not a big bike today, but your bike years ago was like a big bike. You know what I mean?
Another comment, and now that you say that, another comment that I get a lot is like, "Oh, you ride a girl bike," which is like a Sportster.
Stupid.
I see a lot of
So
like
stupid.
men riding Sportsters, and like, have you seen what you can do with a Sportster?
Little peepees, that's what it is.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Yes, I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like the Sportster it's such a. I think it's like an OG bike. You can do so much to it. Chopper, bobber. You can turn it to wow.
I'm looking at getting a Sportster. I have these 3 big bikes, and because I'm renting my motorcycles more often, somebody was telling me that the Sportsters rent like this. Like it's just one of the most preferred bikes to be rented out and in business, and just to zip through town and do things. Like it's a great bike.
I heard that they were gonna stop manufacturing them at some point, and I even got a call from Harley and saying, "Hey, we'll buy your bike." I'm like, my bike is not for sale, but thank you.
Yeah.
So I don't think, even if I decide to like upgrade, I wouldn't sell this one. Also, now that we're talking about power and stuff. And you know how you're the guy you're talking about saying that, oh, I only like ride fancy bikes. A few months ago, I had the opportunity to rent a bike through Rider Share.
Yeah.
And I rented a Ducati, a Scrambler. And it's a very elegant bike. That's why I think like it's whatever you want to ride. It's yours. It's your style. It's what speaks to you, right? But when I was test riding it, I'm like, okay, you're fast, but it's light. But I feel like I was just riding like a very fast scooter. Like I didn't
Really?
feel that like that power.
Ducati Monster?
It was not a Monster, no.
Oh, the Scrambler.
The Scrambler.
Sorry.
And I just don't get. It's not the same feeling like with when I get on a Harley.
Yeah.
I'm like no. It was reassuring me that my bike is like I chose the right bike.
Yeah.
You know, a Harley Davidson. I haven't had the chance to ride a Triumph just because if I can't touch the floor, like my confidence just goes down a little bit.
I think Ducati would be the middle point. Like you would have the I think Triumphs are a lot more smoother and they feel less. And it feels, I don't want to say scooter because I got the Triumph people. Fuck this guy, you know? But I would say they're smoother. Mm-hmm. Then Ducati would be like in the middle because Ducati still has this, motor that's like, it's still, and then you have the Harley. So I think that would be in between. And we're talking about feeling, the bike feeling. We're not talking about we know it's 3 different bikes. We're not talking about the suspension or the riding or the turning or the, whatever. We're just talking about that the feeling of a motorcycle. Like if you were to put a blindfold and feel, you'd be like, this is a fucking Harley, even without riding. This is probably a Ducati and this is, an electric bike or a Triumph. I'm just kidding. It's jokes.
Yes.
So it just felt kind of like a scooter to you.
Yes, it was.
Have you been on a scooter?
No.
No? It's funny because one of my buddies that rides Harley, he had a Dyna Low Rider, super fixed up. Dyna Bros, right? And, blah, 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 he got rid of it and he had a pretty serious accident. And now he just pulled up on this scooter. What the fuck is this, man? He's like, dude, you gotta try it. And I'm like, but what is this? He's like, it's a fast ass scooter. And I'm like, a fast ass scooter? Scooters are not supposed to be fast. And this is from a Dyna Bro. I took this thing out for a spin. It goes like 120 miles an hour. It was fast. It zipped through, and you're in that scooter position. Like it was. I don't know.
But can you take those on the freeway?
Yeah.
No way.
That one you can.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about the other ones, but that one you can.
Wait a minute. I have ridden a scooter, but it was a long time ago.
Akira, yeah.
Aki. It was.
That means here or there. Spanish lessons right now.
Mm-hmm. Motocicleta. That's easy.
Yeah. Tequila. What? Cerveza. What? Fiesta. Chica. Agua. No, that's written.
Okay. So what was the brand of this scooter?
Fuck, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I almost want to try calling him up on the Bluetooth and just ask, but I don't know if that works. I'll find out. And I'll do it on the post because it's just interesting. What's the longest ride you've done? And what journeys are you planning to do?
Oh, man.
Anything in mind?
I wanted to go to Sturgis this year, but I don't think it's happening. There's other things in my life happening this year, and I think it will be a bit too much. But maybe next year. And no.
What about Mexico?
Next year. Mexico?
Yeah, there's a ride going on November. Twin Rocks, Rock Peak. They're saying it's the Sturgis of Mexico.
Oh, I've heard. I've never heard of it, but I've heard of El Diablo Run.
There's El Diablo Run. Uh-huh. Yeah. No, this one's like Sturgis, pero Mexico. I forgot what part, but it's about 8-hour ride, and it's fiesta. Like it's just a big party.
Is it by the beach by any chance?
Yes.
Okay. I'm looking forward to like trying something like that.
Yeah, I'll try to publish that on my page. I'll try to do that because I think it's going to be very interesting. We booked an Airbnb, so it's going to be awesome.
Cool. No, but I don't have anything planned like in Mexico just yet. But the longest ride I've done was from San Francisco to LA.
Which way did you go?
Actually,
5 or PCH?
5. We wanted to get there as soon as possible.
And PCH is not going to do that.
And especially because it's just my bike looks awesome, but the riding position is not ideal for like long trips.
Yeah.
So like, it says it's 6 hours. We can do this. Oh man, no, like I dropped my phone during the ride. And then I started getting cramps and then it got cold. It was, we made it, but it was such a painful ride. Everything hurt by the end of that trip. But when
did you how many days were you in San Francisco? You rode up to San Francisco, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you were there a day or two?
Oh no, I stayed like for like 4 months.
Oh, you stayed for 4 months, and then got it.
And like I'm taking my bike. Like I can leave the car, but I'll take the bike. And so after I finished the semester, I came back to LA, and then I said, you know what? Let's just break this trip into like 2 days. We'll ride for like 3.5 hours, and then I'll just relax in a hotel, and then the next day we'll continue.
But let's stay in San Francisco for a second. How did you like riding in San Francisco? To me, it's one of my favorites. Like I learned so much riding out there. Like when I was in my early 20s, like I loved being on a fucking hill at a red light. You know, like
is it gonna turn up? Is it gonna turn up?
Holding front brake, you know, like that whole experience. And I love riding a Harley through the streets of San Francisco because it just echoed through the building. You know, I should have like a sound effect of Harleys.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe it was the area I was riding around.
It was challenging.
It's the streets. There's just so many potholes, and then I went to. Oh my god!
I love the challenges. I felt like anybody that rides in San Francisco for 4 months, it can fucking ride anywhere. Period.
But no.
It was too challenging?
It was annoying because
not challenging, but
my bike is like fairly low.
Yeah.
So all the speed bumps I would hear like the bottom of my bike being
scrape.
Like, oh my god.
I wish I had a scraping sound.
And then once I hit this pothole was so, I guess, deep or whatever, and it literally turned my bike off. Like the cables came off, and like I cannot believe this. And I was in the middle of the street, and then anyway, so that was not fun. This was in Oakland. I was riding around Oakland.
You rode your bike in Oakland? You're a fucking gangster.
Oh my god, I was scared. I was so scared.
Fucking
like, why?
Gangster,
This place. It was pretty scary, and I had to push the bike.
Oh my god, I would have left it and ran. Keep it. Call the insurance company. I don't know what happened. No, you don't even have to tell them anything. Be like Oakland. They'll be like, okay, we'll pay for it. And think it's good.
They said we'll be there in an hour. An hour. I'll be dead in an alley by the time you get here. I know.
They're gonna cut me up and take my body parts.
And my bikes.
What's funny is this Michoacan is just as crazy.
You know, people keep saying that, like, you're from Michoacan, you should be used to this. I'm like, yeah, I was there when I was a child. I
was protected and at home, and I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I don't know how dangerous or not dangerous Michoacan is. I just know there was a point in time that it was pretty. Like for example, even Tijuana. There's times that people are like, dude, don't go there. They're chopping heads off. And then you go there and you're like, they're not chopping nobody's heads off. Like, this is fun, guys. Like, you know.
I guess it depends on what you're.
Y siempre lo exagerado. You know, like,
Claro.
todo es siempre exagerado de los diferentes países, de lo que está pasando en el mundo. La gente, like, oh, Africa's crazy, and then you see Africa and like, no, that's pretty fucking peaceful, you know, or you know, Egypt. Well, I've heard Egypt is pretty crazy right now, but maybe it's not. Maybe maybe they don't want us to go. Maybe it's a conspiracy for us not to visit.
They're just amplifying small, I guess, I don't know if I would call them problems, but.
Yeah. But then you waited an hour to get a tow truck for your bike in Oakland. You're losing your mind.
Yes, and then.
Did you wait inside a store or you were outside?
No, I was just outside, and.
And were they there in an hour? Because it's always later.
I didn't stay to find out. I was like 6 minutes away from where I was supposed to go. And I'm like, it's 6 minutes, I'll just walk. And then the walk was like 30 minutes. Like, how can a 6-minute ride turn into a 30-minute walk? And it was getting dark. And I'm like, it's dark. I'm in the, excuse me, but like I'm in the hood. Like, what am I gonna do? And like, Mom, I call my mom. Like, Mom, this happened, yada yada. And then like I have to walk to the Airbnb. And my mom was like, why are you walking? Just call a Lyft. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, why didn't I think of that?
You're so smart, Mommy. I love you.
Thank you, Mama. I'm like, don't hang up. But other than that, there's actually a lot of beautiful places in the Bay Area.
NorCal.
Oh my God. It's just, I feel like, I just keep thinking about it because I'm not sure if you're familiar with what happened when I was up there, but I was up in the campus in UC Berkeley, and I'm like,
nice
okay,
campus.
I'm sure I should be safe here, right? And I was paying for like a parking spot, like I was doing all the right things, covering my bike, and the bike was literally a block away from where I was staying. And people just kept messing with it. They kept stealing the covers or cutting my cables. And it just, I had such a hard time, especially because all my like motor friends were here in LA and I had no one up there. Like, I'm here by myself. I don't have like many people to help me. So some days I would just be like, you know what? I'm not even gonna fix the bike. I'm just gonna stay in my dorm and not go anywhere. So I feel like I didn't have the chance to like go to those beautiful places that bikers usually go to.
Yeah, there's so many. The Bay Area is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
No.
It is. It's just crazy, you know.
Mm-hmm. But
I'm sorry to hear that. That's terrible.
No, yes, it was. People on the internet, on Instagram, especially, were very, very helpful. They helped me fix my bike, and thankfully I'm back, and nothing has happened.
And you didn't let it bother you.
I'm
You
happy
kept
to be
moving
home.
forward and
Yeah.
finished school.
Mm-hmm.
Good job. Congratulations. Yeah, I don't know where all this hate comes from. It's like I don't know, but then it's like it's always been there. It really has always been there. I mean, I was in the Berkeley campus 15, probably 20 years ago, and I was like, what a nice campus, you know.
Mm-hmm.
My brother's friend was going there, and you know, you would hear little things. You wouldn't hear it as much as like cutting cables and stuff. But then again, he didn't have a motorcycle, and who knows what would have happened. But I don't know where all this hate comes from. But again, back to what I was saying earlier, it's always existed, you know, before it was, you know, religion. And if you didn't believe in this, you know, cut their head off and burn them up and to the stake. And if you believed in something else, like it's kind of America, look what America did. This used to be Mexico, you know, look what they did to the Native Indians, Native Americans, you know, whatever. And it's just there's always been hate and crime and abuse, and it's like it's just part of us, I guess. So I guess getting your cables cut and is not the worst compared to like taking land.
Right.
Fuck, I don't know.
Yes, I always. Sometimes I try to tell myself, okay, this is what people would call like a first world problem.
Yeah.
I'm worried that someone cut the cables of my motorcycle. I go
Of your Harley Davidson. Yeah.
And then I always wonder why, like, who is doing it? Is it like frat boys or homeless people, or is it just the neighbor that doesn't like the sound when I get out and come back? Like, what is it and why? But I don't know. I also feel like LA is more just welcoming when to the, I don't know, just nicer to the motorcycle community. I feel like there's a lot of us here.
You haven't ridden out of state, have you?
Out of state, no.
It gets crazy.
It does.
Oh yeah. Because California is the only state that you can lane split.
That had changed a few months ago.
They were maybe. I mean, if it's a few months ago or even a year ago, different. But what's going on is when you go to other states, the cars know it's illegal for you to split lanes. So if you split lanes, yeah. But I'm talking about aggressively. Like they like, hey, like they'll like if you have 10 bikes and 3 are cutting, they will make sure the other bikes do not pass. Wow. And you have cars like trying to police, lane splitting. And it's terrible because like even if you go to Vegas and you're stuck in that traffic, you're just like, oh my God, if you try to split, if you're by yourself, you could do it like blah, 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 blah. But like one time I had a buddy of mine, we rode for like 5-6 hours that day. Then it was Sunday, and we're like, we need to get out of here because it started raining. And Sunday leaving Vegas, you know how that is. That's just, it's a 6-7 hour drive anyways because everybody's leaving Vegas on Sunday. So then I was like, hey, split lanes. I guess split lanes. So I'd be splitting lanes. Every time I looked in my mirror, he'd be way back because the car would be like, So then that delayed us. It almost took us like another 5 hours, 6 hours just to get home. And we were just getting rained on, like poured on. So yeah, they hate us because they ain't us.
They haven't. No. I guess if you don't ride a motorcycle, you really don't understand. But
see, I wish they would make everybody that wants to get a driver's license take a motorcycle course. Like you're not gonna ride a motorcycle. That's cool, but you need to learn how to ride a bike. And then if you learn how to ride a bike, you kind of see like, oh shit, like okay, like you'll be more aware of bikes. Mm-hmm. I think that would be important.
My dad said that when I started riding motorcycles, it's like before I wasn't really thinking about them. But now every time I see one, like I move to the side and then I let them go.
That's my daughter. Yeah.
Yes. And so he's like, I'm more aware of people riding motorcycles, what they say, like look twice. But yeah, some people like blame us, I guess. Like, oh, you want to ride a motorcycle? Motorcycles are dangerous, so it's your fault. If something happens to you, it's your fault.
How about, let's talk about your social media. Your social media is blowing up. Are you doing all your content by yourself? How did you get into the social media and started posting and becoming like the Moto gal? Talk about your social media and your hopes and expectations and the community you've created.
Well, when I started the page, to be honest, I made a post about that recently. Actually, I wanted it to be an account about books because I like reading books. But then my sister's a photographer, so we would.
That's a good team.
Yes, we would go out to a parking lot and practice. And she's like, "Hey, you want to take a few shots?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And she's so good. And once you upload a photo, and if other accounts who have more followers find it and share it, that's how you start getting followers, I guess. But I didn't have, like, this was not part of my plan. Like I just started doing it for fun. And it turned into something a little bigger than I was expecting. But I'm happy. I'm happy that I'm here, that I'm meeting all these like incredible people who have also started from like nothing, and now they have their own motorcycle shops or their own brands. But yes, it's usually my sister, the one who takes my photos.
That's so awesome.
A few friends when we go on rides. I know it's not safe, and I don't recommend people to do this. But sometimes I take my camera and I do legal stuff. Like I go
Don't say it.
to the
Oh, hold on. Let me. Oh, 1 second. I'm gonna take a quick pause. Where's my SD cards? I kinda knew that was gonna be enough. Let me see if I can let those. You still feel good? Comfortable?
Yeah, thank
Good.
you.
Okay, here's the big one. So let's put this here. Put this here. No, I'm not gonna format. Do we have to format? Okay. Yes, we're gonna format. And then please bring up anything if we're forgetting anything that you want to mention, sponsors, shout outs, whatever, just so we got. Okay, this is gonna take a second. Formatting, your mic SD card is being formatting. Camera's still good, right? Yes, camera's still good. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're back on the SD card. Blah 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 blah.
It happens.
So go ahead. Do you remember what we were talking about?
Yes. Sometimes I take my camera with me when I go on rides with my friends, and I try to get a shot of other people riding their motorcycle
While riding, because that's kind of legal. Or like, there's no, we don't know. But don't try it.
Don't try it, please. But if let's say if the group is on the right side, and then there's no traffic coming towards us on the opposite lane, I just go to that lane and and like, excuse me, I'm getting back in.
Makes total sense, yeah.
Yes. So I try to take a few shots. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I have never read a law that says that's illegal. You know, like.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, that's good. I feel
or in
better.
Espanol, you know, like.
Yes. So I try to take like shots of like my friends, and when I like getting a good shot of someone right in the morning, because usually you either get selfies or you just standing next to your motorcycle without your helmet on, but the action shots are so much cooler. Yes, and I just love to get like good shots of like friends, and like, oh Anna, let me share this like on social media. I'm like, yes, please, and just seeing how happy people look when you show them like, this is how you look when you're riding.
It's exciting.
It's so fun.
I don't care how long you've been riding. It's always exciting.
Yes.
For a new rider, holy fuck. And for an old rider, like, really? Yeah, it's cool. That's awesome.
So that's one thing I like to do. I wanted to share a story that one of my friends thinks is very cute. The first time I rode, do you remember the House of Machines? Were you ever there? Oh my God.
Yeah, right by, it was right by Bike Shed.
Yes, I think.
Across the street from the Tony's Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Is it
I
Tony's?
think it's a bicycle shop now, which is a little ironic. But when the first time I met with the Lidas, we met at not the Bike Shed.
House of Machines.
The House of Machines. And I was so nervous. I'm like, I've never done this. I need help. And then my dad said, okay, so why don't we go together, and then I'll ride behind you. So all you have to worry about, yes, my bad, drive. I'll drive behind you, So you don't have to worry so much about what's behind you and just focus on the road.
Which is sometimes even more nerve-wracking. But anyways.
You think?
Well, sometimes you're my dad. Is he okay? What's he going to think if I do anything?
Oh, he was such a sweetheart. We arrived to the House of Machines, and he pulled over. Like, okay, do you feel safe? Are you okay? And I'm like, yes. Like, thanks for coming with me. And
very nice.
And my friend was like, is that your dad? Like, yes. What's he doing there? We're like, oh, he was making sure that I got here safe. Like, oh, that's so sweet of him.
It's so funny. Me imagino tu papá y tu mamá enfrente y tu papá atrás y tú adentro. Like, anyways, go ahead.
Yes, but I think that's a story that I usually share with people. Like
that's awesome.
My dad is very
That's beautiful.
supportive.
That's what family is about. That's what fathers are about. That's awesome.
Yes,
I think many fathers would dream to, escort their daughter, to a safe journey and a safe destination.
Yes. Sometimes, every once in a while, Harley lets me borrow like a bike for like 2 weeks so I can make some content. And when they shared a photo of me riding one of their motorcycles, apparently, like my dad at work was like, that's my daughter. That's my daughter in the Harley Davidson page. And like, yes, it's fun. I feel very lucky, actually.
I find it, one, you are very lucky, and enjoy it, and you deserve it, and I'm happy you're pushing it and continuing this path. Two, we're in such good times right now in the sense of social media and digital marketing and content creators that we can do things that we never thought we can do. You can be sponsored by Harley Davidson. You never thought you could. Like, no. I don't think anybody thinks about that. And many people are not getting sponsored. I have my own show without, counting on CBS or whatever network I need to do to have my own show. And I get these interactions and these great conversations and tell people stories. It's just, in that sense, it's beautiful. It's such an interesting time. We can do anything. You could do your own magazine if you wanted to, of just, your friends and, the things you do and the places you go. It's beautiful.
It is, especially when it happens organically.
Organically, yeah.
You're like, oh, okay. Like I was not expecting this, but this is great, and it has its perks. There's a company called Burley Brand. Shout out.
Burley.
Woo woo. They started sponsoring me. I think almost a year ago. And if it wasn't for them, I think my bike wouldn't look how it looks right now. And SNS also sent me a bigger, like a kit to make my engine bigger, so it's not 883, it's 1200.
Let me see if this is the right one. Wait. Yes, Thank you, guys. Bigger engine, 883 to 1200.
Let's do this.
All right, now I know it's the yellow one.
Okay. But so yes, I'm very lucky to like get a sponsor here and there, and because if you had to get those things on your own, it can get
it's devastating. Yeah. It's not devastating. Yeah, it is devastating depending on your financial situation. It's problematic. And even free shit's not free. It's it still costs money, let alone if you had to pay for it.
Mm-hmm. I do wish I had like a garage where I can work on my bike like myself.
You see, you're on the other side of LA. Over here, we have Moto Republic. Have you heard of them?
No.
So Moto Republic, I've had them on the podcast. Very good episode. Jeff King is the owner. He has a garage where you can ride up your bike. Like, he has lifts. You can rent the lift. It's like, it's cheap. It's cheap. I'm just giving out this. I don't know their pricing, but just to give you an example, it's like $40 an hour. Okay. And that $40 an hour, you get a ramp. You get to use their tools.
Cool.
You get to work on your bike, and if you have questions, anybody and everybody, including Jeff King, will come and help you and show you how to do it.
Nice.
If you want to learn how to change your tires, they have a tire machine. They charge a flat rate to teach you how to use the tire machine, and you can change your own tires, no problem. And it's just, you get little skills. So it's a garage for people that don't have a garage. It's really cool. And I know more of them are opening up, you know, through LA, but like that one's in Eagle Rock. You know?
Whoa, that's okay. That's basically around the corner from like where I live. So that's good to hear.
Okay, yeah.
Isn't there another one in San Francisco too? I just can't remember the name.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, I've been to that one years ago. The same concept.
Yes.
Exact same concept.
Have classes of
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
How to work on your bike.
Yeah. Fuck that. The one in San Francisco. I got to remember the name. They're a cool one. I also got to give them a shout out. But yeah, that's it. Yeah. So if you're by Eagle Rock,
Yes.
they're right there. It's called Moto Republic. They've been there 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
The nicest people. Francisco, he's also a member. They're all members. Jeff and Francisco, they're all members of the Bike Shed. Very, very cool atmosphere. Very cool environment. It's like a bike shed, but for working on your bike.
Oh, great. Awesome.
Y también tiene membresías. So uno puede usar membresía y saca más descuentos. I mean, game changer on what things cost you. Game changer. And like I said, I'll give you an example. On the Harley, I have the Lindell brakes. Shout out to Lindell. Lindell. And they did send me new ones, new gold ones, because, anyways, they sent me new ones. Harley, I don't want to say which dealership, but they want to charge me like $750 to change it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Motor Republic, just again, I don't remember exactly, so you have to call them because everything's different. But it was like under $500. You know, like that's a big difference. And then if you get to work on your own bike, it's even better because it's just a better experience.
Mm-hmm. Now that you're talking about discounts, is it okay if I share my code?
Absolutely. Discount codes coming. I really like this one. This is going to work.
Okay. So if anything you want to get from Burley brand, just use code MOTOGAL, MOTOGAL 15.
Yes.
And you'll get a discount.
Well, how much discount?
15%.
15%. That's awesome. And their website is just their name.com?
Yes.
Okay. And how do you spell it? Burley?
BURLY brand, BRAND.com.
Burleybrand.com.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. And who else are you working with?
Well, I do have like a writer's share account. But I can't remember the code for that. I'll put it in my bio when I get home.
Awesome. Yeah, Rider Share's really good. Are you renting out your bike at all or no?
No, I wanted to do it, but I think I would like to get it good engine bars just to have a little peace of mind because I know accidents happened. And if I decide to put my bike up for rent, I want it to be safe.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do actually, I think this is the first time I'm saying it out loud, but I think I'm gonna start doing, I have so much shit that I got to start doing YouTube reviews. And I think that's going to be the first review I'm going to do, which is going to be Rider Share and Eagle Share. Should I rent my motorcycle out? Because I get so many people asking me. Mm-hmm. I've been doing it for like 5 weeks. And, you know, I used to run Eagle Riders for a project. So I know how that industry works. And now I'm kind of seeing the same stories. Chris McIntyre, one of the owners of Eagle Riders, he was on the podcast. And the stories of how he got into renting his bike, now I'm experiencing, and I'm like, okay, this is awesome people. It's making money. The bikes are paying for themselves now, and I have the potential of buying more bikes, like fucking score.
More bikes,
you know. But anyways, that's another thing that I'm gonna start doing.
I actually can't pronounce the name of the website, but it's I started this sort of the same concept as you're talking about reviewing products. you know how social media can be like this. It's just this place where people make everything seem like it's fantastic just because they're getting paid to promote it.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to be genuine about
Authentic.
things. Yes, about everything, not just motorcycles. But I opened this website. It's called Patreon. It's called
Patreon.
Patreon. I like, okay, because I mean, creating content takes time.
Oh, it's so fucking much.
And I love it. Don't get me wrong, but it takes time, money, and I'm like, okay, why don't I open this website, and I'm gonna start uploading like genuine reviews or authentic reviews about the things that I wear or use and what I like about them, what I don't, or what just anyway. So I opened it, and I think I have like 2 reviews there so far, but I wish that takes off at some point. It's too soon because I just opened it, but I like the idea of sharing your thoughts about a product and helping people find what they need or what, yeah. So.
Yeah, there's just a lot of things that I buy, and before I buy it, I do so much fucking research, like so much fucking research. And then when people ask me, if they ask me, the right people, the information I give them is so valuable. They're like, dude, like you just totally made up my mind. You just saved me hours of fucking watching YouTube and, reading reviews and stuff like that. That it only makes sense. Like I have a friend of mine. He's like, are you fucking stupid? Come on, man. Like I've been telling you this for 3 years. Before the podcast, you should be doing it. But it's just creating shit is so much work.
It's time.
Mire, imagínate.
Yeah.
Just give you a quick example. I reach out to you. Luckily, you responded at a decent time, and I didn't have to follow up. Like you responded. So with you, it was like, hey, you want to do a podcast? You're like, hey, yeah, I'll do a podcast. I was like, cool. How about next week? And you're like, yeah, okay, next week, cool. All right, 11, yeah, 11 Wednesday, cool. High five, done. Like, like that's a perfect scenario. But then you get into formatting SD cards, getting cameras, batteries charged, making sure lights are ready, creating a badass background that says your name, custom, what's up. Then when we're done, I got
drone fun.
Oh, and now I just added a fucking drone to the whole project. So I got some drone shots of you that once I publish this episode, we're going to display those, and I'll give you a copy of those.
Thank you.
So now we do have drone shots, through the LA River, around the LA River. Then I got to edit those. Then I got to do the hosting. Then I got to edit this and sync everything. Then blah, blah, blah. Then social media. Then blah, blah. It's so much. It's like each episode is, I think I calculated once. I think it's like 13 hours.
Oh.
I think like each episode, from booking somebody, getting them here, cleaning up the studio. Porque había un reguero aquí antes que llegaste. Antes que llegaste, I was like, ay, Dios mío, I better fix this. Yeah, clásico, Because as soon as the cameras and lights are off, I'm putting my feet here, watching TV. Blah, I don't care. Or hay una cantidad de cervezas or botellas. Papitas, claro, obvio. Mi enchilada, sal del, whatever. But the total process is about 12, 18. And Patreon is one that I signed up for, but I never executed. Because you got, I don't know, you have to like make little packages or something, right?
You can. I started with 2.
And what are they? You just left reviews on yours? Like what?
Well, the first one that I created was just like a sneak peek. Like, okay, you'll see it here first, and then I'll publish it on like social media, and because you have to sign up. Like it's a monthly subscription. Yeah. So, I was pretty like straightforward. Like this is gonna help me, I don't know, go on more trips, for example, or even just keep my tank full. Yeah. And that was one. And then the other one was like, okay, reviews and more like I'll talk to you and obviously about motorcycles. But I decided that I think 2 was again it was too much like content for I think they're called tiers or something like that.
Yeah, tiers. The different levels of what they're gonna subscribe to.
Yes, I'm like, oh my god, like I have to do content for this and for that. Like it's just too much. So I decided to just have one, and it's all about reviews.
Yeah.
It's gonna take me some time because I'm typing stuff, and I don't know. I've heard that people just like to listen to you rather than than read.
Yeah.
But maybe a short review about the product that I'm using, and then maybe the long version on YouTube or something like that. Because
Yeah, that's the whole thing. You got to figure something out. But even when you do that, it's just, you know what? Let's take a quick time out. I can't. Yeah, that. Sorry about that. So yeah, I want you to have that. That's Ride Clean. It's a all-purpose wash, wax, and sealer. Simply shake, spray, and wipe. Works on matte. Works on shine. Works on chrome. On the engine. On the engine itself, the engine block. When the motor's off, when it's cool, you just spray the engine block, and it gives it a nice black gloss, which you'll appreciate. It works amazing on your helmet, works amazing on your glasses. You can spray it on your nails. I'm just kidding. You know, might wait. I don't know. Don't do it if you want, but like that's on you. It's not on me. The slogan is "Ride Clean." If you don't, you're riding dirty. You know, and that's it. But it smells amazing. I really went through a bunch of different smells. It's a great product, and I would love your feedback. So take that.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Try it. You know me too well already.
What?
I didn't clean my bike before coming here.
I saw that. I was like, oh, Jesus.
Filthy.
I can't wait to see the drone shots. I think those drone shots are going to be fucking legit. But then the only problem with that is now I'm going to have to do a drone shot with every fucking guest that comes. I'm like, God damn it. It's just more work, you know? But it's worth it.
I bet.
Any advice that you'd give to people, or any tips or tricks, or, you know, anything else we want to cover?
Well, I think motorcycle wise is just always be safe. Like, don't. I know I sound like a mom, but it's probably like dress for the ride, not for like the shots or the glamour. Because if you go down, like it's gonna hurt. So always ride safe. Wear all your gear, and also because this is what I did. If you're not comfortable doing something, if you're not ready to like go on like super long trips, or even ride fast, ride the speed that other people are riding, just be honest. Always, if the people you're hanging out are really your friends, they'll understand, and they won't push you to do things that you don't want to do. But in a nutshell, just always be safe, and just be you. Yeah.
It's interesting because there's so many back and forth with what you're saying, where it's like you have to be you, and you have to be authentic, and you have to, like, you know. But then if it wasn't for those friends that push you a little harder, you wouldn't even get the bike. Or those people that say, hey, you can do this and get through the mountain. You're like, oh, no, I can't do it. And it's such a weird balance.
It is.
It's such a weird balance, because if we were going to restrict ourselves or go with our gut feeling from the beginning, none of us would even get motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I don't know. It's so interesting. It's so interesting. I had many thoughts as you're saying, like, you know, be careful. If they're your friends, they're your friends, and you know, but then your friends are there to push you and get you to the next level and say you can do it. You know, here's what I tell people. I say 95% of motorcycle accidents is rider error. I strongly believe it's rider error. I don't, even you that just crashed last week, it's your fault. Like that's just what I feel. They went too fast. They took a turn too hard. They were riding irresponsibly. They were riding careless. It's their fault. There is a percentage of people that has nothing to do with them, but I've talked to them. I've met them. I've seen them. I've heard the stories, multiple stories, and I only know, out of 20 plus accidents that I know of, there's only 2 where I was like, oh, that shit was like, that was some freak accident, or that was just fucked up, you know? And here's what I tell people. Ride aggressive. I strongly believe people need to ride aggressive. Ride aggressive, but don't go past your limit. do not go past your limit. And what do I mean by that? I mean, if you're on a Sportster, you should not be going over 100 miles an hour, because your bike won't handle it as well. It doesn't have the proper braking power. You don't have ABS. You don't have this. Like, know your bike. Know your bike's limit. But ride aggressive. You need to be seen. You know, I need to, when you're splitting lanes, you need to be like, even if you have a lot of room, you'll be like, what the fuck, look at me, look at me. You know, rev the engine, boom, 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 honk the horn, beep, 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 beep. Be seen and aggressive. And when you're splitting lanes, don't stay between cars. When you're going to go between cars and stay out of that situation as soon as possible. Because what I noticed about LA traffic when you're splitting lanes, they if they see you coming, they will kind of fucking hate. They'll be like, oh, esta quiere pasar, you know? No, you know, no. But when they don't see you and you just kind of zip through it, when they don't see you and you stay next to them, they will still kind of be like, oh, it's a fucking bike, I better move out of the way. But let me scoot over a little bit because you're just floating there. Or there's a turn because, you know, LA streets are pretty jacked up, that if you hit like a pothole, it's very uncomfortable. That's another one that I see. So if you're going to lane split, stay behind the car. When you see an opening, take it and get past it as soon as possible, and then go in front of the car again and you know, find the safe zone and then continue doing it, you know, but don't stay in between cars. Ride aggressive. Don't go over your limit or the bike's limit. That's my advice. Wear a fucking full face helmet. I love your helmet setup, by the way. Thank you. Wear a full face helmet. Fucking cover your shit up. I mean, some of the worst things about accidents is it's not even the bones breaking or any of that stuff. It's your fucking skin on the concrete that peeled off your skin. That's like the worst, and then that can get infected. And then your Band-Aid seeps into the wound, and I don't know. It's fucking like
scary.
Just it is scary, but you know, like you told your mom, and like my abuelo told me, lo único que se pide en esta vida para morir es estar vivo. That's it. That's it. Hay gente, which translates to the only thing that's required to die is to be alive. And you hear stories of the woman that never smoked cigarettes, and she was an Olympic athlete and gets lung cancer and dies, and you're like, what? Or you hear about, you know, the mother breastfeeding her baby, and there was some gang violence, and a bullet came in and hit the mom and the baby. What? Like you know, you can do this very responsibly. I know kids that ride bikes. I know people in their 70s that ride bikes, that ride bikes. They'll drop their bike, they'll pick up their bike, and they go through the dirt, and they're badass. You can do this responsibly, but you just need to watch your back, motherfucker. No, I'm kidding. What? Yeah. So do you want to add anything to that, or?
No, I believe that. I believe you're right. I feel it's just doing it with someone else. Like when you, when I guess obviously when I started riding, I wasn't lane splitting. Like, okay, I need to feel comfortable with the bike first, and then
it's like levels.
Yes, and then when my friend, you know, they give you the signal, like, hey, let's lane split. Like, oh, this is it. And then like I don't know, your senses just. Anyway, but I do feel safer when I'm doing it with someone else. Like, let's say I'm on a long road trip. If I'm with someone, I just feel safer going faster because there's two of us, and then those more likely that they will be seen. But you're right. Like friends do like push you. One last story. I was going to Palm Springs with Joshua Tree. I was going to Joshua Tree with a friend. And it was so windy. The wind was just, oh my God, on the highway. And then
it gets super windy.
The trucks, the gigantic trucks just were like driving next to us. And it was so bad that we had to get off the highway. And we ended up on this like dirt road in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, oh no, like where's the highway? I'm like, I don't know. Let's just keep going. And then like, what if I ran out of gas? And
I don't know. Just keep going.
exactly, just keep going. And I was going very slow because I'm not an expert when it comes to like riding on the dirt because it's super slippery and my tires are just not good for that. And I was going very slow. And then my friend's like, dude, just go faster. And I'm like, okay. And I was going faster. I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. So
What are you guys doing? The Cenas?
the Cenas?
The com? How, you guys talking? You guys had any communications through your helmet? Or
No.
or se
Just
estaban gritando?
signs. Just signs.
Just like, yeah.
Like, move it, dude.
Go on the fucking dirt. No.
Go. And then she would go around me. I'm like, dude. I'm like, okay, I'm coming.
That's so funny.
But yes. So yes, you do, like, your friends do
They push you.
And yeah, I guess when you're ready, you're ready. And when you're not, you just eat a little bit of dirt. And that's it. You stand up and try again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because when we started the podcast, you made a point about how at your age you feel better that you got into bikes at the age you got into versus at a younger age because of, it could have been a lot worse. And, I keep thinking about that because for me, I used to be a lifeguard in my teens. I was like a YMCA lifeguard, and then in Santa Cruz I would do some lifeguarding there, and that was it. But I was always actively swimming. Outside of that, like I would do some hiking, and then that's it. I would not work out. I didn't even go to gyms, like, ever. And in the last 4 or 5 years, I really and the last year and a half, I really started getting into the gym. Like, I'm like, oh, fuck, I like the gym. I like, yeah, fucking.
The feeling, I can eat anything and look amazing.
Yeah, fucking. I mean, I still need a cut and stuff, but I'm thinking, wow, man, I'm kind of happy that I got into it now, because I know a bunch of people that were into the gyms in their 20s and 30s, and now they're like, I'm over it. Y now, ahora se ven como, señores, and like, ahora se ven like, hey, like papas and stuff like that. And it's like, and I feel like I'm not going to get injured the way that I'd get injured. I mean, obviously it's going to me cuesta más trabajo and more dedication to get my results, but I'm not going to, no me voy a pasar. I'm not going to injure myself in the process. And there's that kind of wiseness that we get.
Exactly. I think so. I believe
that
that
again leads me to not passing our limits. Not passing our limits. Yep. There's that, and then I wanted to touch base on one more thing that I don't think I'm going to remember because we talked about so many things. Dun, 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 dun. I think we covered it.
Okay.
I think we covered it.
Sounds good.
Anna, thank you for your time. One more time, where can people find your Instagram? What's your website? What's your Patreon?
Same as my Instagram handle. It's that Moto Gal, and I'll see you guys on the road, hopefully.
Hell yeah. High five.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.